Cross country ski.
On Full Street.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was okay the second time. Full Street, was it okay to split on the second time?
That's why when we got to Virginia.
All right, 6:30, we'll call this work session to order. Madam Clerk, will you call the roll?
Bishop,
President?
Black,
Here.
Easley's absent, Pace,
Here.
Riddle,
Here.
Thompson,
Here.
Mayor Davis.
Here. Do we have any items we add to the agenda? Since we're not a full house, we can't add anything. So can I ask for approval of the agenda?
So moved, Madam Mayor.
Second.
I'll comment at this time that remember that the council's work session is designed for internal council and town staff communication, discussion, and work. It's not a question and answer session with an audience. Accordingly, during the work session, no questions or comments from the audience will be entertained. Respectfully, any outbursts or disorderly conduct from the audience will not be tolerated and may result in offending parties' removal from the work session. Minutes are being captured, will be posted on the town website under agendas and minutes button on the front page. As a reminder, all town citizens and other appropriate parties as designated by the Code of the State of Virginia and the town charter are permitted to make comments under the recognition of citizens and public comments section of tonight's council meeting. Madam Clerk, will you call the roll to approve the agenda?
Yes, ma'am. Bishop,
Yes.
Black,
Yes.
Easley's absent, Pace.
Yes.
Riddle,
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
All right, so that moves us right straight into discussion and our presentations. I don't see anyone here to do a presentation, so we will discuss about developing our operational budget. I'd also like to point out that under our little schedule, which is, meant to be a framework and not necessarily, set in stone, wherever that is. I know I saw it.
So it's
Is
page
it in the
three.
packet?
Page three.
We had under January 26th to develop the personnel budget, and we're kind of a month behind. We have not done personnel, so we'll go ahead and stick with operational today since our packet was prepared for that, but we'll circle back around to pick up personnel and try to work that into the discretionary spending budget in March, if that's okay with everybody. Great. So we'll try to do 2 in March. Has everybody had an opportunity to take a look at the budget worksheet? Basically, it's just a printout of our books. All right, anybody have any questions or highlights, thoughts? I'll just start at the very top, right there, some of the highlighted items. Merchant services operations cost, it's costing us about $7,000 a year to use credit cards, take credit cards and absorb those fees.
Businesses do,
Uh-huh.
that's charging.
Pass that on. Yeah, I think it's becoming commonplace. I think we're all.
Well, the thing is, though, at first, we talked, if I recall, we talked about just, the town's open the cost, though, and that's been that way, but it sounds to me that you may want, that you're
Right.
company would depart from that.
Well, it used to be, obviously, people would come to town hall and cash or a check to pay their
Yeah,
bills,
we'll
but
go
so
pay
many
it by
people are
card.
doing it more and more by card, and so those charges are creeping up.
And I'm at fault too, so.
Well, me too, I mean, it's so easy, it's so easy.
Yes, it is.
So we might, we'll refer our notes, to the finance committee for consideration and making adjustments to these things. So that will be one item referred to the finance committee. Overhead allocations in town office, you see that's a 0 number there. Kelly, do you have an opinion about a different way to?
That's just left at 0 because we haven't really plugged in anything to do with the 10 fund as far as potential, wage increases. We need a little bit more information about, other things for each department, such as fire, police, parks.
So could that come back under personnel discussion next month?
Yes, we can revisit that next
Okay.
month, 'cause as I said, a lot of the highlighted information, Mayor Davis, is just placeholders,
Right.
letting me know what I have plugged in and, for y'all to ask questions.
Sure.
Can I ask a question?
going back to the rental service. Just
Okay,
for a
that's
brief
okay.
question. Kelly, is that $7,000, is that for everything, or is that just for property taxes?
That's for anybody that uses a debit card, credit card, or e-check to pay any services that we offer.
Water bill? Or-
Yes, sir.
The water's not under the 30 fund?
No, sir.
Can I follow up that? Is that how much you estimate is how much it's costing right
That's what
now?
I'm estimating,
Okay, is that pretty much close to what we're dealing with right now?
pretty close.
Okay.
When did we stop charging?
It's been at least 2 years, and it could be 3, Janet, I don't remember, but it's been during my time.
It was, I'll go back to my answer matter, it was, I remember this talk like right before I stepped down as mayor, it was like my last year. It was talked about though, so it's been in place since about 2022.
But that's all inclusive.
Well, Kelly, if we, I mean, $7,000 is a lot of money, but if we added that charge back, we would not charge that for someone who paid cash, or are you set up to use cash?
Yeah, to walk in the door or deposit, the night deposit drop, of course, I hope anybody would not mail cash. No. So this line item fee is associated strictly with anybody that would pay with a debit or credit card or like an e-check. Like if you go on official payment portal, you can plug in your routing number and your checking account number, that's considered an e-check. And depending on what kind of credit card you have, just because we may all use a debit card, every debit card has different fees. Could be a debit card universal or,
So this is not so for example, if somebody uses an American Express, they might get a different percentage fee.
yes, the fee would be huge.
It's not
American-
our fee,
No, that's what the card,
it's the credit card
the
fee.
portal, company charges, but it's passed on to us now.
Right.
But we typically don't like to use Amex or accept Amex or Discover because they are
Higher fees,
the highest fees of all the credit cards.
but we do.
We do offer it, but
We do have the option, correct me if I'm wrong, to only accept MasterCard and Visa. We could say.
We could,
not-
we could. yeah,
we
we
don't
could give
accept
it the
it.
entity and they could
Visas
kind
wherever you want to be.
of black that out, I guess, so to speak.
Think the word that.
Okay.
If that is.
Okay, well, the finance committee can certainly consider that, in that discussion. All right, going back to overhead allocations, everybody okay with sort of referring that back to personnel for further
I
consideration?
do, but I will say this, Madam Mayor, the item right below that
Mhm.
gets me nervous.
Yeah,
I mean, I hate to say that is wishful thinking. I'm afraid that's gonna be a little more.
yeah, and there could be further conversation about that at another time.
Yeah, let's do that on the roof.
Yeah. Obviously, there's lots of line items on here that are not highlighted, so as we go along, if you see something else that wasn't highlighted, but that you have a question or comment or concern about, please feel free to speak up.
Well, before you go on, we have a data processing cost of $78,000. We have a meeting with them coming up.
Okay. so
We're pretty confident it's gonna be
So
$78,000.
high, it's, above the merchant services
Sorry.
highlight.
Okay, so that is, I'm sorry, it took me a minute.
That's right.
So that is ITG, they're all-inclusive services, and then it could be a couple of other things that are charged to that line item. But a portion of that is ITG, our computers, their monthly fees.
And that's a cumulative figure of all that.
Correct, but it could be one or two other things lumped in besides ITG on that. I'd have to look back and see what else we post to that line item. But the biggest portion of it is ITG. And a lot of the stuff that you see across all the departments is what we plugged in for last year. Mary Davis, is okay if I? The annual debt service that you see under, 10,400, that's gonna be the loan payment for the pickup truck. Your debt service on 10,500 is gonna be the 2 police patrol units.
And that's on the second page.
Yes. And then the 10,600, that's your debt service for the fire truck. And then for Infomark, across all departments, I just took last year, or this current fiscal year's budget and just did a 5% increase. We're not gonna get, I don't think, Infomark's information typically until the latter part of March.